Hey guys, it's the T16 Brat. I know a lot of you haven't really watched my videos, but I know a lot of you don't even know who I am. So this is my opportunity to do so. And my name is Aaron James, and throughout my life I have gone through a lot of stuff. It's like a lot of stuff. Some stuff that I can't even describe. And I want to describe to you a day, November 9th, 2011. That was the day that my life started to go downhill. That day, my father passed away. My father was an important part of my life. He was the one who set my standards. And when he passed away, the people who were supposed to be there for me, my family, basically turned their back on me. So I was all alone in the dark, trying to comfort myself because they were trying to comfort themselves. I can kind of understand that. They were worrying about themselves, they weren't really worrying about me. But when you lose someone, that's the time when your family needs each other the most. And I'm 19 years old. I finished high school last year. And going all throughout school, all the way from elementary school to when I finished high school, I didn't really have all that many friends. And after my father died, I was 8 years old, by the way, when my father passed away. And the day before he passed away, I had a surgery done to get my tonsils taken out because I was getting sick a lot. And I couldn't afford to miss school. And the day after my operation, my father passed away, so I began feeling like it was my fault. Like if I hadn't had that surgery, he wouldn't have been dead. I just felt it was my fault, and I never really told anyone. I never told anyone that. And I always felt like I was alone, dealing with stuff by myself, like bullies. I know there's this big thing going on about bullies and how we're trying to stop bullying in schools. So my basic question to all of that is, where was all that when I needed it? Where was all that when I needed it? Like, seriously. And I'm surprised going through all of that I didn't lose my sanity. And after my father died, I became very lonely. Every day at lunch, I'd get my food, sit at the table, and every single person in my class went to sit at one end of the table, and I went to the other end, just by myself. Nobody else was around me. I was just by myself. And I would eat my food sitting all the way down at the end of the table. And there was one day in elementary school when this black kid, I can't remember what his name, and this other kind of crippled kid who had to walk with crutches. I'm thinking of it now. I think he had multiple sclerosis. And they said, "Hey, can you wipe your mouth? You have drool." And the black kid looked at me and said, "You have no heart." But he had no idea what the fuck was going on. what kind of pain I felt, and he had the nerve to say something like that. I don't remember what happened right after that. I know something happened right after that got me in trouble. And in middle school, people just tortured me all the time because of my weight. As you can see, I am pretty big. There's no reason to make fun of a person for it. There's just like no reason for that. And I had to go through this on my own. Nobody wanted to deal with me. Nobody wanted to step up and say, hey, leave him alone. You don't know what he's been through. You don't know the pain that he's felt. And constantly, even though all that stuff was happening to me, whenever I saw a person in need, I went to help. Because I knew it was the right thing to do. And I was hoping and praying that somebody would do that same thing for me. They never did. The only reason I hadn't killed myself in middle school was because one adult said one thing. And I didn't want an adult saying anything. I wanted a kid my age to step up and have the courage and say something. But this was a woman who was being a teaching assistant. She knew that I was in a lot of pain. She knew that I was dealing with a lot of stuff. And I went out on a limb one time in history class. I know I'm jumping from one thing to another, sorry. This is in high school, 7th grade. I wrote a note to this girl asking if she would go out with me. And she wrote back no, and she started telling all the guys around her. And they started throwing pennies at me. I'm like, whatever. And the bell rung. I kind of sat there for a few seconds, trying to gather myself. And the teaching assistant came up to me and said, hang in there. And just instantaneously, it brought tears to my eyes. Because I was in so much pain. That's just something a person should never have to go through. I don't wish what I went through on any person. Not even my worst enemy. I don't wish that upon them, because I know they can't handle it. They would go insane with that pain. And sorry, I'm pausing on it to try to gather my thoughts. And where was I? Oh yeah, the 7th grade asking the girl out, and she said no, and the guys throwing pennies at me. That part. And middle school, I was just angry a lot, getting in trouble a lot. Got sent to ISS, some other stuff like that. I got sent to RAC, which is like a different kind of school where you just have to sit in a cubicle all day and just do the work that they give you. And me being a stubborn 15-year-old, I didn't do any of it. I was like, no. They've never done anything for me, so why should I do it? I never stepped up and said anything. The only teacher who had actually known what my family had gone through was Mr. Sanders. He was another history teacher. And I didn't get him that year. I didn't get him at all. My older brother Philip got him, and he knew. And in high school, I had a few friends. I had like up to a total of 3 friends. A guy named Christian, a girl named Tiana, and a guy named Chance. And I didn't really tell them at first what I had gone through, what kind of pain I had felt, but all I told them was, don't talk about my dad. Don't, man, because it'll piss me off. And I know I'm expressing all these emotions to you, and you guys are like, man, what a wuss. Let's see you try to go through all the stuff that I did and still maintain your sanity. I remember saying, that wish does not kill you, it makes you stronger. And I think this has made me strong in a lot of ways, in which people can't break me down. Because all I do, when they do knock me down, all I do is get up, brush off all the dust, and keep walking. That's just a small glimpse of my past, guys. And I'll see y'all later.